Hi, Karen Cray Parker here with your weekly Human Design Evolution Report. I thought I would start this week with a review of the nodes and what the nodes mean in our transits, because we haven't talked about the nodes in a while. So the nodes are kind of like the plot outline, if you will, for the current chapter in the unfolding of the cosmic plan. The South Node tells us about where we've been and what gifts we've mastered as we move forward, and the North Node gives us a perspective on where we're headed and what we need to master as we go through this evolutionary cycle. So our South Node theme is in the gate 11, the gate of the conceptualist. Our North Node theme in the gate 12, the gate of the channel. Both of these ideas have an energy associated with them that requires that we wait for right timing. The South Node theme, the gifts we bring with us, the things we've learned from the past, invites us to bring all of our ideas, all of the possibilities we've been entertaining in the face of everything we've been challenged with, to bring all of that forward with us. We've got a ton of ideas. We've been going through this whole year cultivating ideas. What else is possible? What could we do in the face of? What are the possibilities of creating X, Y, and Z? We all have a lot of ideas. The thing about the ideas, though, is that they don't belong to all of us. We have been, to a certain degree, invited by the muse, if you will, to be sacred stewards for the ideas that we have. We've been encouraged by the planets to dream on our ideas, to conceptualize possibilities, to imagine what else we could be creating. This is not a particularly action-oriented energy. I encourage everyone, while we go through this cycle, to literally keep a book, if you will, of all your ideas, both your personal ideas for your own life and maybe the greater cosmic ideas that you have, the imaginings that you have around the possibility of us creating a world of equitable, sustainable, just peace. The book that you write these ideas in, give that book a little bit of energy every day. Really pray over it and give it love and attention, because the ideas that we're cooking on and cultivating and serving as a steward for are, maybe some of them are for us, but they are also in part and parcel for us to give to others when the timing is right, that being the operative phrase there. As we bring our ideas into the arena of our cosmic evolution, we move towards the gate 12, which I call the gate of the channel because it is a place where we literally plug into superconsciousness or source, and through the power of our voice, we speak the words of the divine. We channel literally inspiration and transformation, but only when the timing is right. Big surprise there, right? So this 12 energy requires of us that we stay connected to source, we stay connected to truth, we continue to cultivate the ideas and the fire and the passion of what we want to be creating in the world, but we wait. We wait for the right timing. Now, that doesn't mean it's not going to happen, because I think sometimes when I say wait, a lot of times we immediately translate that into, oh, it's not going to happen. This means while you're waiting, we align our energies. We get in touch with faith. We trust in the unseen. We hold an energy frequency for the possibility of the manifestations of our ideas. But we cannot be, and this is really kind of the irony of the human story, right? We can't be in charge of timing. We're not in charge of timing. If you think about this from a quantum level, for us to create anything in this third dimensional plane, there has to be an enormous amount of hierarchy and entanglement that happens for us to all be able to figure out how to co-create together on this earthly plane. That involves, in the third dimension, right timing, right? Pieces have to fall into place in order. There has to be readiness. And if we buck against right timing, if we push our ideas when the timing's not right, or if we say, hey, I can't wait anymore, I'm done with this waiting thing, and we take over and use our will, really the only thing that ends up happening is we end up either burning out, or we get disappointed and frustrated or bitter or angry that things aren't working out the way we thought or imagined. So this cycle, this nodal cycle, which very much mirrors the second quarter of the human design year, which we left about maybe 6 weeks ago. That second quarter was all about articulating, putting into words what we dream of, what we imagine. Our nodal theme is carrying that second quarter energy forward. We're still looking at what do we want to create. We're in this really odd place with this cycle and with this year. This year has this theme of massive dismantling happening, and simultaneously it's inviting us to set the stage and start creating the template for, once everything has been cleared away, what are we going to build new? Where are we headed? How are we going to rebirth ourselves, if you will, like the phoenix, out of the ashes of what was before? What parts of the things that have come apart are we going to take with us? And what do we seek to create anew? That's really the exploration and that sort of in-between spot that we're in right now. And certainly the nodal themes are continuing to encourage us to dream big, imagine, pay attention to ideas, but not to push yet, because it's not quite the right time. But we have to construct the template of the language. We have to put language to the inspiration, because that's the way in which we translate the divine spark into the human experience. All right, let's talk about this week. The sun transits in the gate 47 until Monday. On Tuesday, it shifts to the gate 6. The gate 47 is the gate of mindset. The gate 6 is the gate of impact. So we've been working in the last few days with trying to get our heads set, right? Our minds in the right place. And certainly that 47 energy can be oppressive if we get locked into thinking we have to figure out how we're going to make things happen. When we can let go of the need to figure out how and stay open-minded, literally, and accept that the possibilities, the information, the inspiration we need will show up when the timing is right and when probably we least expect it. When that openness of our mind happens, the epiphanies will reveal themselves. The next right step, the next right answer does manifest, and we don't have to figure it out. If we try to figure it out, that's when we get mentally exhausted and burned out. On Tuesday, we move to the gate 6, the gate of impact. And when I see people with this in their charts, defined in their charts, these are people who are often very much concerned about, how can I impact others? They oftentimes are looking for a platform or a place for their voice. They want to write, they want to speak, they want to teach, they want to influence others. This is a very deeply penetrating energy. But this energy is also about sharing from a higher place. It's part of a channel that I think has a lot to do with creating sustainable resources that we can then share with others. And certainly information is a resource. The way you influence people is a resource. And that resource, that influential piece, that impact that you are designed to potentially create, comes first from emotional alignment. There's a subtle shift that needs to happen with this energy, because you got to make sure your ego is not playing in this energy. It's not about I am being seen. It's about, how can I use the power of my influence, my voice, what I have to share to better serve others. And that tiny little shift between being frustrated and angry because you're not feeling seen or heard, and maybe the timing's not right, versus you aligning with, how can I better serve my message? How can I better serve the people I'm here to serve and increase my impact by staying aligned with that place of service, changes the speed and the impact, the speed of your impact, and the capacity that you have to literally impact others. We're grounded this week in the gate 22, in the beginning of the week, the gate of grace. We've been learning to activate our power through surrender, which sounds totally counterintuitive, but when we let go and allow the bigger quantum picture to unfold, what unfolds is way better usually than what our minds can conjure up. As the earth moves on Tuesday into the gate 36, the gate of exploration. A little bit of a risk here with this energy of the sun in the gate 6 and the earth in the gate 36. A little bit of an interesting combination here. The 36 in its shadow side can be triggered to leap into chaos when you're bored or when you're impatient. If you're sick of waiting, the tendency is to just go ahead and do it anyway. It is an energy, though, in its highest expression that has the capacity to really break free from patterns. It's the place literally where we create miracles in the chart. It's part of the sensing circuit. It's the place where, when we are emotionally aligned, we can defy the patterns. We can have radical breakthroughs that stretch the boundaries and the possibilities of the human story. But we can't access that miracle, expansion, breakthrough piece if we're not waiting for the right timing. Do you see my theme here? Right? Waiting is not a bad thing, you guys. Waiting can actually really protect you from a lot of mischief. It can protect you from burnout. It can protect you from creating chaos. But if we're not waiting, the combination of this Earth and the 36 energy and the Sun and the Gate 6, these are two places where the potential for war and tension and explosive reactions live. You can have really interesting and powerful impact here. And when you're not emotionally aligned, the impact or the influence you create can be destructive, not in a good way, can be riddled with tension and with the possibility for fighting over enough or feeling like you don't have enough. We are wearing training wheels this year around the theme of learning to create from a place of enoughness. We are learning to have faith that we are fully supported, that the changes we envision, the future we see, has the possibility of manifesting if we stay in energetic alignment, if we cultivate the emotional frequency of faith. And certainly the energies this week are really encouraging us to wait for the right timing, to trust that it's unfolding the way it needs to. And there's nothing we need to rejigger, reconfigure, leap into, and do unless we're getting the right signal from the universe. So it's certainly an invitation this week to continue to look at the world with an open mind and an open heart. Begin the exploration for the cues and the clues that give us the signal that the timing is right. But in addition to that, making sure we have a consistent practice that keeps us grounded in our hearts, that keeps us deeply connected to high frequencies of emotional energy that inspire the opening of the heart and the opening of possibilities. Certainly this week, in the highest expression of these energies, contains the potential for miraculous breakthroughs in our personal lives and in our collective plane. But if we're not waiting for the breakthrough, if we're powering through with reasoning and our need to figure it out, we might miss those cues and clues, that serendipity and synchronicity that reveals to us the next magical, pattern disrupting right step in our trajectory. So, as always, the theme of this week kind of dictates: take care of yourself, take a breath before you respond, nurture your own emotional energy, keep yourself at a baseline frequency that is high quality, high frequency, engage in higher order archetypes like truth and beauty, rest and restoration, stay connected to source, take good care of yourself, take good care of each other, and have a really great week. Be well.